Good morning everybody. Today I want to show you how we can use K2 SmartObjects to expose data in a SQL Server database without having to write any code, and then we'll consume those SmartObjects via web services. The first thing I need to do is quickly create a claims database, and inside that we'll create a new table called claims. Let's call it claims paid, and quickly create some columns of information. The features that I'm showing you today were released as part of the K2 12.30 update, and in that update we've given you the ability to auto-generate smart objects against SQL Server databases or CRM entities without having to write any code, and all the smart objects that are generated are automatically published as web services, so that we can then consume that information via other interfaces. So what I'm going to show you today is how we auto-generate the smart object, and then I will consume the information via an Excel pivot point spreadsheet, just to show you how that data is returned. So let's just add one more column here, date paid, and then we can create our table. Let's just set a primary key. Give it a name, claims paid. Just bear with me a moment. I would just like to add 3 rows of data, just to show you that the information is being returned from the new table that we are creating. And with our new technology, you are able to auto-generate smart objects against SQL Server tables, SQL Server views, and existing stored procedures. So you can see there how that is quite powerful, and allow you to automatically build connectors into existing databases that you might have, so that you can consume that information when building your K2 workflow processes, or even building your forms. It's important to note that all the K2 smart objects are also exposed via our K2 API, and that's going to give you the ability to call those smart objects from any application that you might be building, and it's not just restricted to the K2 workflow design environments. So that's quite empowering, and will save the developers a lot of time and hassle from going to have to create those insert, update, and delete methods for every single SQL Server table that they create. Alright, so I've added 3 rows. Let's quickly just test that. There we go, 3 rows of data being returned. Now what I want to do is go and generate a smart object against that. So to do that, I need to open up my SharePoint Central Administration, and then we need to just find the K2 for SharePoint setting and the Manage SQL Server Smart Objects. So I've already got a connection there to Dynamics HR. Let's create a new connection to the claims database that we've just created. Let's give it a name of claims. The description is the claims database. My server name is DLX. I'm working here on a VPC called Dynamics, and that's just our simulation company, so that we can do demonstrations. Alright, click OK. That's now going to return a list of tables, views, and stored procedures for me. So there's the claims paid table that we've just created. Let's hit the create button. K2 is now going to generate its smart objects against our table. So let's just see what happened there. Let me open up our Smart Object Tester tool. This comes with K2 Black Pearl, and let's just find the Smart Object under SQL category. There's our claims paid Smart Object with its create, read, update, delete, and list methods. Let's just execute that Smart Object. Choose the list method to show you how the data is being returned. There we go, 3 rows returned as we just captured it. So now let's see if we can consume that smart object via the web services that were published. Let me just show you the list of web services, There we go, there are all the endpoints that we published. And let's just choose our claims paid endpoint. I'm now going to open up a new Excel pivot point spreadsheet. Choose the pivot point heading, create a new workspace, and create a new data feed. Let's just copy and paste the URL in there. I've just added some atom formatting which the pivot point requires. And test it. Test successful. Let's hit next. And there we go. So in 5 minutes I've built a new SQL database, a new table, generated